that's where it falls under the customer's always right. And I'm sorry, the customer's not always right.
Nah, sorry,
the customer's not always right. And I will make it right if it was our fault, but you're not always right.
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Restaurant Punk.
What it do, baby?
It's not there it is. Hi guys.
Hi. Hello.
This studio looks absolutely fucking amazing. Sorry.
One more time.
I know, right?
It just, you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I mean,
you did a wonderful work because when I'm behind the scenes looking in, which I don't think you've really done yet.
True, yeah.
It looks amazing.
Well, also you have to understand she's probably been staring at this and the progression like nonstop. So I feel like I completely understand where you're like, okay, yeah, great. Yeah. But for us coming back into like a fresh studio,
so much more room. We could do so many cartwheels and everything.
Because there are nights I've been here and I'll just work on something and just sit there and just stare at it for like half an hour.
Yeah.
Like this while I stared at it and I kept tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. Just, you know. Because I just
and she kept tweaking and tweaking and tweaking.
There's just a lot of things I think people don't realize you have to consider when you're getting things together for a podcast, from editing standpoint, with the cameras, and then with the audio too, right?
Yeah.
So this is all like painted carpet.
Yeah, for soundproofing,
the sound,
which is great.
And it
no
reduces
echoing.
Echo. There's a lot of things.
Well, the light reflection and stuff.
Yeah, because
reflections.
You know, I'm not held hostage to reflective surfaces when it comes to positioning my lights.
I'm really excited to see your editing for these.
I am too. I actually was thinking about it. I think tonight I'm going to jump on it and start
just
to see how it looks. Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really hoping it's going to be easier.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really challenging before. Anyway.
That's cool.
Anyway, that's not the topic.
So I had this like funny thing happen to me over this weekend. And
funny according to who?
According to moi.
According to us here in a minute.
Where do you think like you can draw the line when a customer comes in, a client comes in, a guest comes in, and they send stuff back?
Wait, tell us about the scenario this weekend.
The scenario is a person ordered a specific dish. Now, I don't put every single ingredient on my dish, okay?
On the menu.
On the menu.
Right.
I apologize for that. I don't put everything, I don't put any descriptions on the menu. I don't put every single little detail down to like snow pea shoots or spices or whatever. If they have an allergy, we're aware of that allergy. We'll tell them ahead of time, hey, you can't get this because it also has this, this, and this, right? Okay. This person ordered this dish and it was brought out, and it's an expensive dish, and it had a piece of high peppered bacon on it.
What pepper? What?
High peppered. Like it's very strong peppered.
Right.
Black pepper encrusted. She can't have pepper like at all. She can't have bacon. She can't have the pepper. She just can't have it. So we're like, all right, let's correct this for you. We'll send you back. She's like, okay, can I just get the barramundi instead? I'm sorry for saying whatever. It's a different dish. She wanted a different dish. We got the dish. And she took a couple bites and she's like, I don't like this at all. And it's like, okay. So she wanted it also removed from the bill. So at what point do you, as an owner or even as a server, because I've had many servers say, absolutely no problem. You know, maybe when there's not a manager there or an owner there, just take it off right away. At what point do you say, no, like, I'm sorry. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I apologize. There's nothing wrong with it. We've sold thousands of these today. Because you don't like it doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily take it off your bill. Because a lot of times also, I can understand if they took one bite, okay, but some people eat it all the way through till there's like a bite left.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I didn't like it. You know, and now are you in that position of gonna get a bad review? You know, whether it be Yelp, TripAdvisor, whatever, Open Table, whatever it may be, because they're unsatisfied with the fact that you didn't take care of their needs properly? Are they going to tell their friends and their family, oh, don't go there, they don't tend to their customers, and yada, yada, yada?
So I feel like, first of all, it's already hard enough when you're like, okay, yes, we don't have like a full description, right? But like if you had told your server from the jump, I can't have pepper, that server, and especially I know Vintage's servers, like I have to say, out of our entire restaurant group, Vintage is the most allergy friendly restaurant that we have. Point blank, period. Like everything is so broken down in that kitchen to where like if there's one ingredient, like it's very rare that we can't just take that out and subtract that from the meal. So strike one, you didn't tell us about your allergy, right? But we'll let it pass. You get, and I already know it was the filet because that's A, the most expensive thing on your menu, but B, that's the only thing that comes with the peppered bacon.
Yeah.
And mind you, this bacon literally is just like a garnish that you just like lay right on top. But if you have a severe allergy, totally understand. Please let us know if you have any other allergies moving forward. Strike two is you ordered something that you don't like. That's not on us. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have an idea, and again, I think it's very hard for me to understand because I know the vintage servers. This is one location that I know that they will describe that dish to a T for you. It is like everybody has such strong menu knowledge there that if you even have an inkling that you don't like barramundi, or if you even ask what is barramundi, they're going to tell you, and you're going to know right then and there if you like that kind of white fish. So for them to be like, I don't like it, take it off my bill, I would be like, I'm so sorry that this didn't meet your palate. However, again, I'd be like, what is wrong with the dish?
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you can't have the peppered bacon, she didn't request another fillet without peppered bacon. She just had a completely different choice of an entree.
Yeah.
That was sketch.
So like for me, if I was there, unfortunately I had just left, I would have said, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I cannot. If it's not bad, like sour, if it's not like old, if it's not, doesn't have a hair in it, you know, which whatever, or any of that nature, it's just your opinion, your taste. Because if I sold 1,000 before and you're the only one that said, I don't like it, why should I just take it off the bill because you didn't like it? That can go for anything at any menu, at any place. I just won't order it again.
Yeah.
Unless it was sour or if it was like completely horrendous, you know what I mean? Or even as far as completely overcooked, charred or anything of that nature, or raw. Okay, I can take that off. I'll get you something else. But
it's hard, especially not being there, to be like, can you please describe to me what's wrong? Like, I understand with the last dish you were allergic and we weren't aware of the allergy because it wasn't made aware to us. However, I need to know what's actually legitimately wrong with this dish before we take off your second extremely expensive menu item. Like, that is barramundi stuffed with crab. That's not cheap.
Jumbo lump crab, mind you.
I think where people get in the idea in their head that they could just, sample the menu and send it back is because of corporate chains, right? A lot of corporate chain restaurants, they do like, no problem. There's no problem. Take it off. You didn't like it for whatever reason. We'll just get you something else. And people are accustomed to that. And it's a little bit different when you're in a privately owned restaurant. You just can't sample the entire restaurant menu and say you don't like stuff.
Yeah.
Like if it's prepared the way properly, that's fair. Yeah. If it's not to your liking,
as
like
a chef or an owner, exactly.
Right.
I'm not going to put something on the menu that's not going to taste good, obviously, right? I mean,
and the barramundi is like one of the number one sellers over there.
Yeah. So if you don't like it because there's something severely wrong with it, let me know. But if you don't like it because you don't like it, I'm sorry, you're still gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, I would say,
especially like, I'm sorry, but like if you took, and this is something else that bothers me, like if you take more than one bite, right? And like there has to be something wrong with it for you to send it back. If you don't like it, look at someone else at the table. Someone else at your table is probably gonna be like, here, let me share this. Like what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's a reach. And like you said, people do want to like sample around. And unfortunately, it is that kind of person that is going to write that review. But who cares? Like, listen, people write stupid reviews all the time, right? We see them all the time. Like, sorry, I can't meet your extremely unrealistic expectations. And she seems like that kind of person. Nobody in their right mind is going to go into a restaurant and order something when they have a severe allergy without notifying the server.
Well, I'm going to say this about that particular dish that you said, peppered bacon. I feel bacon alone should be, someone should know the bacon's on it because some people do not eat pork.
Yeah, but I get that and I understand that. And like I said before, if it was the pork the issue,
yeah, I understand.
Then order the fillet again without the pork. We'll make you a brand new
that
one.
was fair. But I'm just saying, like, in terms, if just the whole topic of not putting everything on the menu, I understand that. But there are certain things that people don't eat.
I know, but
I feel like bacon's one of them.
9 out of 10 times, people have never had to get like surprised. Like, oh my God, this is wonderful.
Yeah,
like,
but for religious reasons, people don't eat
for religious
bacon.
reasons. And again, we'll make you another one of the same dish. And I apologize for that, but don't order something completely different and then say you don't like it and demand it off your bill.
Right. I think if there's a way, there's like some kind of spiel that you say, that your servers say to the guests, that indicates like, look, we will take food back if it is prepared improperly. Or if there's something, I'm saying wrong.
I just feel like you can't like just start with a disclosure like that.
No, but if not before they order.
Oh.
I'm just saying if, they said they don't like something and then you get down to the bottom of the reason why, just there could be a diplomatic way of saying like, the only times we take it back is if we prepare it.
I'll be honest, as a server, like as an owner and server, like I've been in situations to where like people don't always know I'm the owner, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm serving, and they pulled something like that, I'm like, I'm so sorry. It is not within my jurisdiction to take this off the bill just because you were unsatisfied with your meal choice. However, what I can do is like the highest like discount I can give you is like 20% off. You know
That's
what I mean?
fair.
To where
Yeah.
you're not taking the whole thing off,
No, I still
but
disagree.
you're
with
still
it.
like
I don't know.
I'm
sticking
sorry.
it to them.
I still disagree with it. I still feel like, it's not like you promised them this is going to be the best meal you've ever had in your life. And
Right.
if you don't like it, okay, fine. I'll take some money off of it.
Yeah.
They're literally ordering something on. They just don't like it.
Yeah, I
It
get
doesn't
that.
taste bad. It's not sour. It's not tangy. It's not, whatever the reason may be. You shouldn't have to take it off. Just don't order it again. Or you know what? Don't even come back.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you flag them?
Huh?
Did you flag them?
No, I didn't get there yet. I got to talk to a specific
So that's
server
like the
about
next
it.
step is like when you see someone who's petty like that or someone that
I
does that
do.
shit, you immediately
I
go
do
into open
flag.
table.
I'm sorry.
You make
I
a
do
guest note
flag.
and you're like, I'm sorry, be aware of this person. So that way, especially because like, listen, this shit's going to happen. You can't be in everywhere at all times.
Yeah.
But at least next time, let's say you're not there and there's that note, the server will know, oh, this person's coming in. They did this last time and I'd be damned if they got away with it again this time.
Exactly. Exactly,
Yeah.
because it costs money. The food the
Yeah.
preparation.
And
it
those
takes time for
again
the
are the
cooks to
two
do it.
like
Now they have
highest
to do
praise.
an extra item on top of it to correct that problem. That takes time. Then they're complaining it's taking too long for their food to come out. What do you expect? You order something
Yep.
completely different
Yeah.
for whatever reason. I get it. Like I get it, but don't send stuff back because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I've been at restaurants and there's food I didn't like. I don't like it. I
yeah.
won't get that
then
again.
you don't order it again,
Yeah.
or worst case, don't go back
Or
again.
don't go back, right.
Exactly.
Depending,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I can't tell you how many times I've looked at something and I read it and I'm like, oh, that reads exactly how I want it to. And then I get it and I'm like, oh, no, it didn't.
Exactly,
You know
right?
what I mean?
But you're not gonna send it back.
No, I'm like, I was stupid. I didn't know what like XYZ was. Everything else sounded good, but because that one word I didn't know, and that's the strongest flavor on the plate. You know what I mean? But I've never sent something back because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I barely send things back when there's like a hair or
She'll
something
eat
on
everything.
it.
But I'll say, like, as a server, there are certain dishes that if it's not about it being like not a good dish, right? It's about maybe there's something that certain, like a lot of people or several people have commented on, or if something's too spicy, and I take note of that, and I'll let any future tables know. Just
Sure.
it's a little bit on the spicy side, or just it has this. If
Or like you can let the chefs know too, hey, is this supposed to be this spicy? Maybe sometimes they overspice a specific. I've had that happen in the
Yes,
past.
yeah.
Something was just way too spiced by mistake.
Right.
And it was very, very, very spicy.
Oh my gosh.
I
Or a
think you were there.
matriciana sauce one time at
Oh,
Petunia. We make it and we always tell people it has a little bit of a kick because it does. And listen, we're in Cape May County and it's not like we have the most versatile taste palette here. So people like, again, with black pepper, like black pepper is too spicy for me. We put red pepper flakes in there, but we always did like a very subtle amount. Well, new chef came in. It was probably like the second or third time he had ever prepared it. And it was way spicier than usual. And someone was just like, this is inedible. It's so spicy. And in my brain, I'm like, they can't handle red pepper. I go to the kitchen. I am a psychopath
Yeah.
when it comes to spicy food. Like, give me a ghost pepper, I'll eat it raw. If I'm not crying, I don't want it. I went in the kitchen and took a spoonful and I was like, throw it out, throw it out immediately. Like it was so spicy.
Wow.
And I looked at them and I was like, thank you so much for bringing that to our attention because again, the freak that I am and how much I love spice,
Yeah.
I couldn't handle
Yeah.
that. What else can I get? I'm like, unfortunately, we threw out the entire batch. What other meal can I get for you?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to serve that for the rest of the
that
night.
happens.
Right.
And that I can understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
No worries. I'll take you next whatever.
And
we
you know
made a
what?
mistake, we'll
As a
fix it.
server, I can't tell you how many times I have gone back and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I went back and I tried that. And I will validate. Like, there's people that I'm like, you're just pulling my leg and you just want a free dish because you ate the majority of that. I came back twice to ask how everything was and you waited until I was clearing on the plates to tell me that you didn't like it. It happens 1 out of
yeah.
10 times.
It happens
Straight
a lot.
up.
It happens a lot.
People do it so often
Yeah. It
because
happens a
they
lot.
want some kind of discount. They want something for free. Like it happens so much more often than you would think now.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how many times I've gone back and I've tasted something and I've come back to validate the people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Because there's some people who, like me, it takes a lot for me to say something.
Yeah.
A lot. So if I say something, I mean it. Like we were at George's the other day for breakfast. I went to go eat the hash browns. And I was like, Peter, I can't eat these. They're not like it. They're not good. And he went back to the kitchen. They tasted it. They were like, we're throwing them out. You're completely right.
Right.
And, you know, again, for me to say, obviously it's one of our restaurants. So I'm like, fix it. But anybody else is like, I take that seriously. So to be validated by the chef or by the server, like, hey, you were right. That's not how that was supposed to taste. I just wanted to let you know, like, and I appreciate you being honest and your honest feedback. What else can I get for you? Yeah. But it comes down, like, did your server call you to tell you this person didn't like it? What should I do with the bill?
No, the hostess did. And the hostess felt really bad. So she gave the okay to take it off the bill where I would have not done that. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. She has that kind of power. Maybe I should take it away. Who knows? But regardless, I guess the point I'm trying to get across is for our viewers is like, you know, don't just send something back or demand it off just because you don't like it.
Right.
If there's something wrong with it, 100% we'll do everything in our power to fix it. And, you know, we apologize for any inconvenience, but it doesn't make any sense to just to ask for it. It just doesn't make sense to ask for it off because you just don't like it. If it was horrendous, absolutely horrendous, fine.
Right.
You know, but you know, people got to get out of that habit. Things cost money. Cooks, they have to take their time now. They got to take away from the other tables because they have to make this special. You know what I mean? It's just...
Imagine watching a movie and saying, yeah, I would like a refund. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, I
watching,
would do that.
do you know what I'm saying? Or watching a movie halfway through in the
Literally.
middle, like, I didn't like it, I want my money. Like,
I mean, I've seen
not how it
many
works.
movies I hated or
Right?
just wanted my money back, but you don't do that. It doesn't work.
right. That's just not how the world works. I mean, if that's the case.
But like you said, a lot of corporate chains and a lot of corporate things, they'll just accept anything back. You know what I mean? And it's where it falls under the customer's always right. And I'm sorry, the customer's not always right.
Nah.
Sorry,
The
Shorty.
customer's
You
not
ain't.
always right. And I will make it right if it was our fault, but you're not always right.
Yeah. Well, when we finish this episode, I'm going to tell you a story about a customer that was not right.
Okay, cool.
Love
His
it.
initials were AP. And he wrote a review. He didn't leave his initials. I know who he was.
AP.
Coming for you.
I'm going to look up
She's
your
coming.
review.
You better watch it.
Well, sorry
Alright.
that happened to you, Nico.
It's okay. I just wanted to talk about it.
Okay, I'm glad you got that for chest therapy.
Thanks. I feel better.
Okay.
Toodaloo,
Bye.
motherfuckers.
Bye.
Restaurant Punk out.
Oh, see that? It's still okay. Yeah.
It hasn't moved.
You might even try to fall asleep at night. This is how it is. Did I do it? I don't know if I did it.
What you got? What do you want?